Hey guys, this is Shauna with Thimble Threads, and I am going to show you how to apply our latest release, which is the Rhinestone Magic Band Cover Skin decals that fit on your magic bands from Disney World. So before we get started, the very first thing to do is gather everything you need. You're going to need a blow dryer, instructions, alcohol that's included with every package, and for these you will need scissors. So step one, we're going to go ahead and clean the surface of our magic band with alcohol and allow it to dry completely. I've already done that with these that don't have anything on them yet. And the next thing that you need to do is you need to measure your wrist and see which set of these holes you need for it to be correctly sized for your wrist. So whichever one of these holes that you're going to use, go ahead and note that. It's like I usually use these last two down here. So I need to know that before I get started, because we're going to have to trim these off just a little bit because you can't overlap the rhinestones. It doesn't want to stay latched. So here we go. I've got a few different things here. We've got long side, short side, and then we're going to do the center putt cover. The nice little kind of extra bling that goes right around the center Mickey head, and then just to cover the Mickey head. So we're going to do each one of those. Since I already have this one already applied, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to pop off this little Mickey right here. And with everything we do here at Thimble Threads, we roll the backing away so that it lifts up, because that makes my life easy. And try really hard not to touch the back here. Once you get it off, just line it up. And then push it down. You want to really firmly push it in so that you get into those nooks and crannies that are the Mickey head shape. Ba-dam! So one done. Hit it with a little bit of heat just to make sure it stays nice and stuck. Give it a little blast so that the adhesive gets tacky. Hold it in place until cool. And look at that. Gorgeous! Okay, so let's move on to an actual application here. And I'm going to do the one that is sized for the adult, that has the gray outer side. And what we're going to do, it's a little bit different than our normal application, is we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the center. Because it has these stones on it, you want to make sure and get that in and get it set before you put anything around the edge. That way you don't have any difficulty getting it inset. So we roll away, pops up just like that. Again, try not to touch the backing. And it's an oval, it's not round. So you want to make sure and line it up right in here. So line up just like that. Get the top down. See, it's only partially stuck down here. And then I like to go down the center and around the edge. And you don't have to hit this with the heat just yet if you're applying the rest of it. If you've purchased just the putt cover, I would go ahead and hit it with the heat and make sure that it's good and set. And as you can see, that's just a great addition right there. Okay, so all stuck down. And then we're going to start with the short side. Because it is a full wrap, the short side has to go under the other side here. So the very top of it right here does not have rhinestones. Also, the short side is going to be what we trim once we get it down here to cut off so that these will latch. I will not be trimming in this video, but I will show you how. So again, roll away. And it is a little bit different than our normal application, because what we do is we're going to start at the center for this. There we go. Need a little help to get started there. We are going to start at the center and wrap it around. There we go. Pop it up. Lift off. See, I'm not touching the backing. So we're going to start here. Okay, so we've lifted it off the backing. As you can see, it's clear. And what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're just going to find the center right there. Holds that in place. You're going to line up, make sure it's in the colored area. And you're just going to go up one side, up the other side. It looks like we got just a little bit crooked, which is okay. You can just from grabbing the sides, kind of move it over a little bit. Now, because you've measured which hole you need, you can ever so gingerly push down to the hole. Now when I measured, I know that I prefer these last 2 holes. So I would push it down to about the 3rd hole, you see right there? And then I would bring my scissors in, go right between the stones, just above where I need it to latch, and I would trim that off right there. But since I'm not doing that for this video, I'm not gonna do it because I prefer to have the entire thing intact. But like I said, you just take your scissors just above where you need to be and cut right between the stones, just like that. Okay, so since I'm not doing that, I've sealed down the center. I've wrapped it. We're inside the colored portion here. And then you just stretch it just ever so slightly, keeping it rounded as with all Thimble Threads Magic Band applications. Push it down, and you can actually kind of hear it flexing a little bit and go all the way to the end. And see, look at that. Perfect fit, looks gorgeous, not lifting up at all, but we want to go ahead and set this because the other piece will layer on top. So, go ahead and take your blow dryer, start from the center, we're gonna work out. And the stones have a metal backing. They will conduct heat, so be careful. All right, and rubbing it down, rubbing it down, rubbing it down. It is good, fantastic, and gorgeous. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. And again, popping up from the center. Make sure this has started here. The adhesive is clear, and so you wanna be sure that the adhesive backing is coming up with it. You don't want to accidentally separate it. There we go, see, nice and tacky there. Rolling it away, making sure it gets popped up. There we go. Clear? Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna come right up to the center. Now these are gonna lap right on top. Go right up to the rhinestones from the short side, just like that. See, they kind of match up there in the middle. We're gonna come down, make sure we're going straight down the colored portion, just like that. Keeping it rounded. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a blast. It's down, it's flexed, it's on. It's with all Thimble Threads Magic Band applications. Latch it and leave it to set overnight, allowing that adhesive to really cure to the band. And the last rhinestone application that we're going to do, we're going to take just a plain band here. We're just going to give it a little bit extra. So this little decal is cut to go just around the outside of the center Mickey. And once we get this started, here we go. So I'm going to line it up. Just, there we go, there's something on it here. Line it up just around Mickey ears, still staying inside that puck. And it's flexible, so you can push it kind of where you want it to be. And this just highlights your little Mickey. Again, last week, and latch to allow it to set. And that, the rhinestone decals from thimblethreads.com. Thanks so much for watching. As always, if you have any questions, concerns, anything, just shoot us a message as soon as you can. Set it down. walk away. We're happy to help, and we'll be back to you as soon as we possibly can get back to you. Thanks so much for watching, and these will be available in the shop very soon.